Good afternoon. This is Debbie Davis. It is November 25th. Okay, so a few things. Okay, so it's kind of alarming what they're trying to pass here in Minnesota locally. I heard I just put a short clip up that was on the news yesterday, I believe. They're trying to pass something called they're trying to put drones, have police drones or something, ever since this Melissa Hortman shooting, and they're trying to pass these red flag laws. Okay, first of all, police drones, I'm sorry, but it was the police involved in her shooting, if you don't remember. It was an unmarked state police. Okay, so if the police were involved in the shooting, why would you have more police surveillance when the police need to be under investigation as to what happened there, because it was an unmarked state police officer that shot her. So we certainly shouldn't have police drones or police involvement at all in overseeing this whole situation, because the police were, it was a police vehicle and a police person, or pretending to be, that killed her and the other representatives. So that doesn't make any sense to me. And if you don't know what red flag and then they're trying to say they're going to try to pass these red flag laws because of the shootings, all the shootings. Okay, the red flag laws are them trying to take our guns away. If you don't know, that's what the red flags laws are. And of course that's unconstitutional, because that's your Second Amendment right, is to your right to bear arms. So Keith Ellison is trying to pass an unconstitutional law there, and I've talked about this. Keith Ellison was put in by one of Obama's people years ago, Attorney General under Obama. So okay, so then we have so I still have not gotten paid for the veterans that watch my channel. I still have not gotten my travel pay. It's been 7 weeks now. So and I tried calling that Austin, Texas number. I believe this is the Optum, that Optum company that's somehow infiltrated the VA travel office that is blocking travel pay. So there's still a fraud situation going on there that needs to be investigated. I have not gotten my travel pay. It's been 7 weeks. Okay. But then, so in the news, on Patrick, I didn't hear about this until I saw this on Patrick Humphrey's channel just a couple of videos ago. But apparently there's fish dying. So I want to touch on that in a biblical note, because that is talked about in the Bible, that in Revelations 8, that 1/3 of the fish.
This is big.
Okay, so apparently
hundreds of millions
billions
of shellfish
are dying.
Oysters and scallops have died off. This is happening right now in places like Japan and Alaska. Massive die-offs are happening, and authorities are trying to figure out
exactly Japan and Alaska
what is going on. You can
see.
see.
So they're trying to figure out what's going on. They don't seem to have an answer at this point, but it does talk about this in Revelations 8. At 8:9, it says, "And 1/3 of living creatures in the sea will die, and 1/3 of the ships destroyed." Okay, so that's in the book of Revelations. It says, Revelations 8, from the beginning, it says, "Then a second angel sounded, and something like a great mountain burning with fire was thrown into the sea." Okay, so great mountain burning with fire, that sounds like a volcanic eruption. So that sounds like it's going to be a volcanic eruption that goes off, that's going to kill 1/3 of the sea. And I was looking up online, and I was like, have there been underwater volcanic eruptions? And apparently there has been a bunch of them since 2022. So it seems to me that's probably the reason for it. There's probably underground volcanic eruptions going on. And it says in Revelations 8 that type of thing would happen. Okay, so then it says, great mountain burning with fire was thrown into the sea, and 1/3 of the sea became blood, and 1/3 of living creatures in the sea died, and 1/3 of ships destroyed. Okay, so then I was looking up different, has there been volcanic eruptions under the sea in Japan and things like that? Volcanic. Okay, so recent volcanic eruptions under the sea is what I looked up. Okay, so recent volcanic, and it did say Japan. There are volcanoes under the sea. Okay, so yes, there has been underwater volcanic eruptions. Most significant was Hunga eruption in January 2022, caused tsunamis. Okay, this was Hunga Tonga. Okay, this volcano in the Tongan was in 2022. Okay, it caused a tsunami to happen there. Then there's Axial Seamount, located off the coast of Oregon, that's been highly active and expected to erupt again 2025. Underwater eruptions, yeah. So there has been, and there was one in Japan. In Japan, okay. Japan's volcano erupts in, okay, so this is a week ago. Okay, so it says that something happened a week ago. So we didn't hear about it here. So this was just a week ago. So that probably might have been what caused it. Japan's volcanic
Japan's Sakurajima volcano erupted, is sending a plume of smoke and ash 2.7 miles into the air. The volcano, which is called Sakurajima and is located on the southern tip of Kaishu near the city of Kagoshima. It is the first eruption reaching 4 kilometers or higher in almost 13 months now. Local media also reported 30 flights in and out of Kagoshima airport were cancelled because of the ashfall and related reasons.
Okay.
Now,
so that's the volcanic eruption
volcano
in
is
Japan.
Japan's most active volcanoes, and eruptions of varying levels have been taking place on regular basis.
Volcanic, so there's something going on with my screen, and if I put it directly,
as high as
you can kind of see it if I go like that.
miles, which translates to about 5.5 kilometers.
Okay, so that happened about a week ago, and then we've got these fish dying in Japan. So I'm thinking that might have been part of it. It sounds to me like that there could very well be one of the reasons why. So so I would definitely watch out for these volcanic eruptions, that are apparently happening. And and then I just also wanted to remind people, because I'm still reading this book here, this rule by secrecy book, and we have to remember that a lot of the problems over here in America started with these secret societies, and not a single one of these secret societies started here in America. They all started in Europe. Okay, so this the Skull and Bones, I mean, it's just the Skull and Bones has been Skull and Bones is their full dedication and their full goal is dedicated to conspiracy against the United States Constitution. That is their whole order. That's their whole goal, is it's a conspiracy against the United States Constitution. So I mean, they're 100%. Let's see. Initiate to the Skull and Bones is a dedicated agent of British secret intelligence. Okay, so in a lot of these Skull and Bones, people that run our country came from Yale and they're part of these secret societies, and I mean they're basically some of the most dangerous people in the whole world, in the whole country, in the whole world. I mean, very serious that we have to understand this. So John Kerry's a member, okay, it talks about the different people that are members, all right, so just wanted to remind people of that, but yeah, I mean it's been a political. The Skull and Bones is a story of opium and empire. It's a bitter struggle for political control over the new U.S. Republic. Okay, and it's been going on. Secret clubs at Yale, Wolf's Head, Scroll and Key. They mentions a couple other ones. Okay, so I mean, these are things that we should really know and understand, and a lot of this comes from Yale. I mean, so we should really understand how dangerous these secret societies really are, and okay, so I just wanted to do that video today, but yeah, it is really concerning. Like there's just stuff going on with the police here, trying to do these laws. So there was something else. Okay. Oh, there's a storm warning, stuff like that. But oh yeah, I don't know. It said something about the feds and the police are trying to do something. Federal raid in St. Paul, or something like that. Federal and police. I don't know, something about a federal raid in St. Paul happened or something as well. Okay, so this was 2 hours ago, raided by the feds. Okay, so I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why it was raided, but okay, so I don't know. Let's see if we can.
As we spoke here just a few minutes ago, the scene here has it is relatively quiet at the moment here. In fact, we got some more folks here slowly trickling in here.
So I don't know if they're
to the scene here, obviously, as you said.
I don't know if they're actually deporting somebody or exactly what happened here. But
on this part of the Payne-Phelan neighborhood here. But yeah, we'll show you here right now. It is really, at this point, as I said earlier, a standoff a little bit here. Protesters are staying in their area at the moment here. Police are in their area here. There's been no confrontations here, at least within the last 20 minutes or so.
I don't know
a very different scene
what's going on here, but
that we showed you when we joined you here.
I don't know, what was it about? I don't know.
Signal. Yep. He's been out there doing great work, reporting, one of the first journalists on the scene, bringing us this information and this video of tear gas being deployed on protesters. Did I hear, Dave?
Okay, so there's comments right on this channel here that at this point nobody trusts Kristi Noem. They believe she's a criminal organization, and yeah, I fully believe so as well. I don't believe that she's actually deporting people. I think she's being used to target patriots. I've talked about Homeland Security being part of their. They'll defund. They were defunding a lot of corrupt agencies, and then they would get money to be refunded by Homeland Security, by her organization. So. And I've talked about all the complaints in South Dakota against Kristi Noem when she was governor, and there was nothing good that she did except for the only thing she did that people liked was that she didn't shut down the state completely, because it's such a rural state, that there wasn't as many COVID restrictions. But that was just under the direction of President Trump at the time. That wasn't something that she implemented herself. Okay, so, all right, that's my video for today.